Good morning, students. Today our topic is computer hardware, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about some output devices, especially monitors. So as we know that output devices are those devices which are connected to the computer and gives us output or information which a human being can understand. So there are some output devices. As we know that monitor is an output devices, graphic plotter, printer, and speakers. These are the some most common output devices here. So let us take them one by one. First of all, monitors. Monitors are commonly known as visual display unit, and it is a very important question sometimes asked in examination. Visual display unit is for or what is the second name of monitor? So visual display unit is the second name of monitors. Monitors are also called as visual display unit, and these are the main output devices of a computer. Whatever we process in a computer system can generate output in terms of monitor, and we can see as easily on screen. So monitor is an essential output device and connected to a computer system, most of the computer systems. It forms images from a tiny dots called a pixels, and that are arranged in a rectangular form, and the sharpness of the image depend upon the number of pixels. So here the word term is used, pixels. So what is pixel? Pixels are the smallest picture element. So smallest picture element is called the pixel. Smallest picture element is called the pixel. And image forms basically using tiny dots, and these tiny dots are called pixels, and they are arranged in a rectangular form. And when we talk about the sharpness of the image, so basically the sharpness of an image depends upon the number of pixels. If in a particular area, if in a particular area, or we can say that we define an area, and then and this area contain more number of pixels, then the picture quality is higher than those areas which contain less number of pixels. So it basically defines pixel per unit area defines the sharpness of an image, or also called the resolution. So basically monitors, there are three important points to remember. First of all, it is also called as visual display unit, and it is the main output device of a computer. Second thing, it basically forms images from tiny dots called pixels, and that are arranged in a rectangular form, and the sharpness of the image depend upon the number of the pixels. Now different types of monitors. So there are two different types of monitors, which we can divide it into. Monitors can be divided into two different types. These are cathode ray tube, also known as CRT, most of the time, and second is flat panel display, LED, LCD. These all are the falls in the category of flat panel display. So there are two basic types of computer monitor: cathode ray tube and flat panel display. These are called the flat panel display because they are totally flat, and we can hang it into a wall or put easily on a table. That's why they are called the flat panel display. But cathode ray tube are basically cathode ray CRT monitors. Are you can see that this is a CRT monitor, are very heavy monitors. This is a CRT monitor here, and nowadays they are not used very much because they are heavy, and they take higher power consumption, and they're larger in size also. So these are not very much used nowadays. So CRT or cathode ray tube is basically technology. On behalf of that, the monitors are also called as CRT monitors. So the CRT display is made up of small picture element called pixels, and the smaller the pixels, the better the image clarity or resolution. And smallest picture element, always remember that smallest picture element is called the pixel, and these are nothing but only the tiny small rectangular areas. And the smaller the pixel, the better the image quality or resolutions. So when we talk about the resolution, it means the better picture quality. And second thing is, it take more than one illuminated pixel to form a whole character, such as the letter E in the word help. So a picture can be made of different pixels, and a finite number of characters A finite number of characters can be displayed on a screen at once. The screen can be divided into a series of character boxes, fixed locations on the screen where a standard character can be placed. So these are some important regarding to a CRT monitors, cathode ray tube monitors. In examination, function is never asked, so always remember the full form and features of a particular type of monitors. Remember that this is a diagram of CRT monitors. Now, at disadvantage of CRT, they are larger in size and take higher power consumption. So these are the two main disadvantages. That's why they are not nowadays. These are not very much used because they are larger in size. They are not easily portable, and they take higher power consumption. These are the two basic disadvantages of CRT monitors. Next is flat panel display monitors. The flat panel display monitor, as the name suggests, flat panel. They are flat, not look like a CRT, so they are called the flat panel display, and we can easily put anywhere in our room. So they are called even we can hang on a wall. So they are called the flat panel displays. The flat panel display, the The flat panel display refers to a class of video devices that have reduced volume, weight, and power requirement in comparison to a CRT. So there are three main features when we compare it to the CRT. Volume is reduced, weight is also reduced, and power consumption is less as compared to the CRT. That's why they are so much popular nowadays. And you can hang them on wall or wear them on your wrist also. So they are very much comfortable. We are very much comfortable with flat panel displays, and current uses of flat panel displays include calculators, video games, monitors, laptop computers, and graphic displays. So they are used in different varieties of fields. Here again, flat panel display again divided into two basic categories. These are emissive display, and second is non-emissive display. Emissive and non-emissive. As the name suggests, emissive. Emissive display are the devices that convert electric energy into light. And one of the most important example is LED, light emitting diode. Remember the full form of LED. It may be asking your examination what is the full form of LED. LED refers to light emitting diode. And second, very important term, LCD. This is refers to basically a liquid crystal display. It is a non-emissive display. Both are the types of flat panel display, but one is emissive, LED is emissive, and LCD is non-emissive display. So full form may be asked in examination. So emissive display basically converts electric energy into light. And one more example of emissive display is plasma panel monitor. They are also very popular. So now non-emissive display use optical effects to convert sunlight or light from some other sources into a graphical pattern. So the basic difference between emissive display and non-emissive display is that where emissive display convert electric energy into light, non-emissive display basically converts optical effects to convert sunlight or light from some other sources into graphical patterns. Remember the example of emissive and non-emissive display. Emissive plasma panel and LED are the example of emissive, and LCD is the example of non-emissive. So these are the different types of monitors. Now our second input devices is second output devices. Second output devices is printer, and this is also very common. And we can give a hard copy or hard output in terms of we can get hard output or hard copy from printer. So printer is an output device which is used to print information on paper. And there are two types of printers, basically impact printer and non-impact printer. So this may be asked in examination also, that which output devices gives you a hard copy of output. So printer is one of them, plotter is another. So there are two types of printers. First one is impact printer and second one is non-impact printer. So basic categories impact and non-impact. And as the name suggests, impact printer and non-impact printer. Impact printer basically impact on paper, and non-impact printer don't impact on printer to print a character. So that is a basic definition of impact printer and non-impact printer here. Impact printer produces text and images when tiny wire pins on print head strike the ink ribbon by physically contacting the paper. And non-impact printer produce text and graphics on paper without actually stacking on the paper. So there is no stacking on paper in case of non-impact printer, while there is a regular stack on paper on impact printer. That's why they are called the impact, because they create an impact on paper. Non-impact printer does not create any type of impact on paper. And you can easily understand the impact printer as an example of typewriter. So as a typewriter works and create an impact on a paper, in such manner impact printer also create impact on paper, but non-impact printer does not create any type of impact on paper. So that is the main difference between impact printer and non-impact printer. Now impact printer, again there are some characteristics of impact printer also. As we know that impact printer prints the character by striking them on the ribbon, then which is then pressed on the paper. So this is the method by which we can create a hard copy of output. So impact printer prints the character by stacking them on the ribbon, which is then pressed on the paper. So impact on ribbon, and the ribbon actually cause the pressed on the paper. So that is the function of impact printer. Now characteristics of the impact printer. There are some characteristics of impact printer. First is a very low consumable cost. So they are very cheap, and nowadays impact printers are not very much used because they are very noisy, and they are useful to bulk printing due to low cost. So they basically used for personal work, not very professional work. If we want to take more than 100 copies, something around, then we don't use impact printer because it takes very much time, and there is a physical contact with the paper to produce an image. That's why they are called the impact printer. The first is very low consumable cost. So this is the main characteristic of impact printer. Because of this they are very much popular, but they are very noisy because they create impact on a paper and it creates a noise. So they are very noisy. Functioning is not very much smooth. And next important thing is useful for bulk printing due to low cost. So they are used basically for personal use, or if you want to uh, print 10 or 20 papers for your personal use, you can easily use the impact printer because they are easy to use and they are very cheap and used for bulk printing. Next, the again the impact printer can be categorized into two different categories. These are character printer and line printer. So impact printer, first of all, printer can be divided into two broad categories: impact and non-impact. And again impact printer can be divided into two categories: character printer and line printer. Both are impact on a paper but have some different functioning. So there are two types of printers here: character printers and line printers. As the name suggests, character printers. So let us take them one by one. First of all, character printers. Character printers are the printers that print one character at a time. And in this character printer there are again two categories: dot matrix printers and decibel. So these are the two different types of character printers. And now just draw the diagram. Basic categories: impact and non-impact. Impact is again divided into two basic category: character and line printer. And character printer is again divided. They are again divided into basic category: dot matrix printers and decibel. Now this is an example of dot matrix printers here. As the name suggests, dot matrix printer. It prints the output in the forms of dots. So they are called the dot matrix printer. And the diagram is given here. You can easily see that it looks like as a diagram given on the screen. This is an example of dot matrix printer. They generate a result on paper in the forms of dots. So every character or every line or a character is the smallest element, so every character is made of tiny dots. So they are called the dot matrix printers. And printing quality is not very high in case of dot matrix printers. So these printers are popular because of their ease of printing and economical price. Ease of printing and economical price. You can see here, and this is a diagram of dot matrix printer, and you can easily see that printout in the forms of different dots. So every character is made up of dots. So picture quality is not very high in case of dot matrix printers. These printers are popular because of their ease of printing and economical price, and each character printed in the forms of pattern of dots and head consists of a matrix of pins size 5 into 7, 7 into 9, 9 into 7 or 9 by 9, 9 to 9, which come out to the form of character, which is why it is called the dot matrix printer. So these are the two important points regarding to the dot matrix printers. They are very much economical and very easy to use also, and consist of a matrix of pins, and the different size of matrix of pins are there. They are 5 into 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 7 or 9 into 9. These are the different sizes of matrix of pins here, which makes a character. So these 2 points are very important related to dot matrix printers. Just now advantage of dot matrix printers. First of all, they are inexpensive, they are widely used, and other language character can be printed. So these are the three important advantage related to dot matrix printer. Inexpensive, widely used, and other language characters can be printed. So these are the three main advantage of dot matrix printers. Next disadvantage: slow speed and poor quality. They have very slow speed and the poor quality of picture. Even if we write a character or a word, then it is not very much visible. So but because of they are very economical, so they are used or they are popular. Next is daisy wheel. So this is another impact printer here. So in this, head is lying on a wheel. Daisy wheel. This is the diagram of daisy wheel printer. You can easily see that. And there are some important point regarding to they are called daisy wheel because head is lying on a wheel and pins corresponding to characters are like petals of daisy, means flowers, which is why it is called the daisy wheel printers. And this is a very important point. Head is lying on the wheel and pins corresponding to character are like petals of daisy, which is why it is called the daisy wheel printer. And second important point regarding to this is the printers are generally used for word processing in office that require a free letter to be sent and here and there with a very nice quality. So quality is much more higher as compared to dotmatic printer, and they are generally used for word processing. Now advantage of daisy wheel printer is they are more reliable than dotmatic printers first of all. So picture quality is much more higher than dotmatic printer. Next, better quality of picture is also there. Reliability is more as compared to dotmatic printers, and fonts of characters can be easily be changed. This facility is not provided in dotmatic printers. So these are the three main advantages of daisy wheel printers. And disadvantage, they are slower than dotmatic printers. They are noisy, still they are noisy, both of them are noisy actually. And more expensive than dotmatic printer. They are more expensive than dotmatic printer actually. Dotmatic printer is very economical as compared to uh, other other printers. So basic disadvantages are they are slower, they are very noisy, and they are more expensive also. These are the three main disadvantage of this type of printer, the civil printer. Next, our next topic is always remember the advantage and disadvantage of each and every type of printers because they may be asked in examination. There are so many number of types of printers are used, and some of them have some advantage and disadvantage. That's why another printer replace um, other printers. So one printer replace other printers. Next is line printer. Next is line printer. Line printer are the printer which print one line at a time. So they are called the line printer, and its speed is much higher than dotmatic printers. Its speed is much more higher than dotmatic printer. You can see this is a diagram of line printer here, and these are again of two types: drum printer and chain printer. So drum printer and chain printer. Line printer are the printers which print one line at a time. You can easily see that this is the example of line printer. They print one line at a time, so they are called the line printers. And there are two types of line printers: drum printer and chain printer. Drum printer and chain printer. And drum printer is called the drum printer because this printer is like a drum in shape, and the surface of the drum is divided into a number of tracks, and total tracks equal to the size of the paper. Total tracks is equal to the size of the paper. Drum printer here, and they are called the drum printer because this printer is like a drum in shape, and the surface of the drum is divided into a number of tracks. First point, and second point is total tracks are equal to the size of the paper. For paper with a 132 characters, drum will have 132 tracks. So the total tracks are equal to again the size of the paper, and the paper width is 132 character, then drum will have 132 tracks. This is a very important point regarding to a drum printer. Next point is a character set is embossed on the track. Different character sets available in the market are 48 character set, 64 and 96 character sets. So different character sets are there for drum printer. And third point, fourth point is one notation of drum prints one line. One notation of drum prints one line, and drum printer are fast in speed and can be print 300 to 1000 lines per minute. That is very important. 300 to 200 lines per minute. Actually, the speed of line printers are measured in line per minute, while dot matrix printer speed is measured in character per second. So they are very small. An advantage of drum printer, they have very high speed, very expensive, and disadvantage are they are very expensive, and character fonts cannot be changed. Character font it cannot be changed in drum printers. Next is a chain printer. As the name suggests, chain printer. So in this printer, a chain of character sets is used. Next is chain printer. Let us select this first and then discuss its points one by one. In the chain printer, so in this printer, a chain of character sets is used. That's why they are called the chain printer. And a standard character set may have 48, 64 or 96 characters. Chain of characters sets are used in chain printers. Advantages of chain printers: character fonts can easily be changed, and second is different languages can be used with the same printer. And disadvantages, they are very noisy. So this is our topic for today, and in this lecture we discussed about monitors, different types of monitors and printer, especially impact printer. In our next lecture we will definitely discuss non-impact printers. So write all these types of printer on a copy first, and understand the terminology used, advantage and disadvantages, and in our next topic we will discuss non-impact printer. Non-impact printers will be discussed in our next lecture. So thanks for watching this video.